The proposed summit between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Budapest, Hungary, to negotiate an end to the war in Ukraine represents a highly significant and controversial development in the ongoing conflict. The announcement followed a very productive phone call between the two leaders, and the meeting is tentatively scheduled to occur within approximately 2 weeks, preceded by a high-level preparatory session. This renewed diplomatic push is occurring concurrently with a scheduled meeting between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, where the issue of supplying Ukraine with long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles is a central point of leverage and contention. Analysis, the context and stakes. Summary of the initiative. President Trump, reportedly emboldened by a recent diplomatic success in the Middle East, has shifted his focus to ending the inglorious war in Ukraine. The Budapest summit is positioned as a direct engagement between the leaders of the two global powers whose actions most heavily influence the conflict. The choice of Budapest is critical, as Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán is a strong ally of Trump and is considered Putin's closest partner in the European Union. Orbán champions a pro-peace stance, which in practice has meant opposing Western military and financial aid to Kyiv and maintaining close ties, including energy imports, with Moscow. Orbán has celebrated his country's selection as a testament to its unique position in Europe. This choice of venue, however, is complicated by the fact that Hungary is a signatory to the International Criminal Court, ICC, which has an arrest warrant out for Putin, though Hungary has assured safe entry and exit. The negotiations are set against the backdrop of a major decision point regarding U.S. military aid: the potential transfer of Tomahawk missiles to Kyiv. Ukraine views this weapon, which is capable of striking deep into Russian territory, as the leverage needed to force Moscow to serious negotiations. Trump has floated the idea as a bargaining chip, but has also expressed skepticism about depleting U.S. foreign stocks, and has shown a history of softening his stance after speaking with Putin. Reasons and consequences. Reasons for the Budapest summit. Trump's diplomatic initiative. Following a high-profile success in the Middle East peace process, President Trump is seeking a legacy-defining achievement in ending the Ukraine war, which was a core promise of his previous campaign. Leverage through missiles. The possibility of providing Ukraine with long-range Tomahawks serves as a pressure point on Putin, which U.S. officials hope will compel him to the negotiating table on more serious terms. Russia's objectives. For Putin, the summit offers a chance to break out of diplomatic isolation, garner legitimacy by engaging directly with the U.S. president, and potentially delay the imposition of new, tougher sanctions. Russia is also attempting to use the prospect of enormous prospects for U.S.-Russia economic cooperation as an incentive for Trump. Orbán's political gain. Hosting the summit is a significant political win for Prime Minister Orbán, validating his pro-peace posture and elevating his international profile ahead of challenging domestic elections. Potential consequences for Ukraine. Risk of dirty deal. The most significant risk for Kyiv is that the U.S. and Russia negotiate a peace deal at Ukraine's expense, potentially pressuring Zelenskyy to concede territory and neutrality for a ceasefire. Trump's immediate non-committal stance on Tomahawks after his call with Putin has already raised European fears of a U.S. capitulation to Moscow. For Russia, diplomatic win. Putin secures a high-level meeting with the U.S. president, a symbolic victory that helps normalize his standing despite the war and the ICC warrant. For the transatlantic alliance, the summit risks widening the fissure within the transatlantic alliance, as Trump prioritizes personal diplomacy and may bypass European allies and Ukrainian leadership in the negotiating process. On the battlefield. Should the summit fail to produce a breakthrough, Moscow may feel emboldened to prolong the conflict, as previous high-level talks have done, sticking to its maximalist demands for Ukraine's demilitarization and neutrality. Prediction and solutions predictions for the negotiations. Given the maximalist demands from both sides, Russia insisting on demilitarization and neutrality, and Ukraine demanding the return of all occupied territories, a comprehensive peace agreement, a deal, is unlikely in the initial meeting. Most likely outcome: a minor, non-binding agreement or a commitment to continued dialogue. Another summit, a working group, rather than an immediate ceasefire or peace deal. This mirrors the outcome of the previous Trump-Putin meeting in Alaska. The Tomahawk factor. Trump may keep the Tomahawk delivery ambiguous as leverage, ultimately deciding against it or making only a symbolic small delivery to avoid escalation, a red line for Russia. Pressure on Ukraine. Trump is likely to exert significant pressure on Zelenskyy to make concessions for the sake of ending the war, shifting the onus for peace onto Kyiv. Trump has already suggested a separate but equal negotiation format, which contradicts Zelenskyy's desire for a face-to-face meeting with Putin. Potential solutions, recommendations for peace. For the Budapest talks to be genuinely productive and avoid sacrificing Ukrainian sovereignty, analysts suggest a stronger strategy: unified leverage. The US and its European allies must clearly signal unified, severe consequences for Russian intransigence. This could involve an immediate imposition of a full package of economic pressure, new sanctions and tariffs on Russian oil and exports, simultaneous with the negotiations. Clear military posture. Rather than merely dangling the Tomahawk threat, the US could agree to a phased, conditional delivery of long-range weapons contingent on Russian actions, providing tangible leverage for the talks. Involve Kyiv directly. Any discussion of Ukraine's future must include direct, formal participation of Ukrainian representatives to ensure the terms do not violate its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Focus on intermediate steps. Since a full peace deal is a long shot, focus should be placed on achievable intermediate steps, such as securing a humanitarian ceasefire for winter, negotiating prisoner exchanges, and ensuring the security of critical infrastructure. The Budapest summit is a high-risk diplomatic gamble. While it creates a rare opportunity for direct dialogue, the lack of Russian concessions thus far, coupled with the political incentives for both Trump and Putin, means the negotiations hold significant peril for Ukraine and the unity of the Western response.